Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna talk about lithium batteries. We're gonna replace the big heavy battery in the GR Yaris with a lighter one. There's a few things you need to know about lithium batteries and how they work, or what I suggest you should do if you want to change them. First of all, the size. There are batteries this size, so they are really small. This one's about 1.1 kilogram, I think. I used this one in my race car and it worked just fine. It just needed to start the car, and because it's a race car, I don't need the daily capabilities of a battery, so this one was just good enough to start the car. And when I was in the pits, I just had it on the charger, or when it was back at the shop, it was at the charger as well. And I had just one switch to cut all the power, so it lived for a very long time. It sits on my shelf now for, I think, 2 years, I guess. And just to show you how long this will last without being decharged. As you can see, it's still fully charged and would be ready to go after 2 years on the shelf without using it. If you don't use them, they keep the charge for a very long time. Now, one of the things you have to consider is Amperestunden. I don't know what it's called. I don't know the correct word in English. That's one thing you have to consider. Most batteries have in modern cars have between 60 and 80, maybe 100 Amperestunde. That's because you have a lot of things that decharge the battery, or that pull power from the battery. Like for example, in the GR Yaris, you have the 24/7 data stream. You can check your app and see all the data. So there's 24/7 informations going out. So you just have a lot of things that want to have some power from the battery. So the problem with lithium is this one has 84 watt hours. So that's about 8 Amperestunde, roughly. So that's not going in the car, because the car has, I think, 65 Amperestunde. Yeah, that's gonna get embarrassing quick. 65, I think. I'm gonna put in a bigger one. And as you can see, it's pretty light. That's about 3.5 kilogram, 3.6. I just show you the picture. I will measure it and I'll show you the picture how heavy it actually is. And this one is in a big case, so it's the same size as the original battery, so you just can replace it very easily. But it has a lot less Amperestunde. 20. So the problem is with these, if the car sits in the garage for, I don't know, a week, 2 maybe, the battery will be empty and you won't be able to start the car. And you can't jump start these. That's a bit of a problem. I have just the kill switch, which I already have inside. I just tested it, and I'm gonna use the kill switch with these. So I can just unplug the battery from the car. So I won't be able to use the app, unfortunately, but the battery will last much longer. I'm gonna show you how that works in a moment. I'm gonna show it right now. They are very simple and very cheap. I just use one of these. And it is fully isolated because it has this plastic insert. So the only thing that connects these two is this screw. So if you have it out, you don't have a connection, and so it's a quick kill switch. I'm gonna use this one in here, and it's just much easier for me. And they are very cheap. about 10 bucks, I think. The battery actually is not so cheap. That's about 400 euros, 450 euros actually. So they're not so cheap. But for the weight you save, it's okay. And now let's see how long it will take to change or to replace the battery. Let's go. And it is in. Took me about 10 minutes tops with everything, and it's perfectly secured. Everything fits very nicely. And that's the kill switch I talked about. Now it is fully engaged, so I just started the car and it works. I just gonna engage the kill switch now, and as you can see on the display there, and it's gone. And back up. And gone again. All I did was loosen this bolt. If I just have loosened it up a bit, it's fully off the car. So the car has no power anymore. As you can see here, you can see it here, 750 amps, and the original one has 600. And it's a 65 ampere stunde. It can replace a 72 amps, and this one is 65, and so we're good. You don't want to put in too small of a battery because obvious reasons. So I just installed it. It took me about 10-15 minutes tops with everything, and I just weighed the original battery, and it's 19.5. I just show you the pictures. So we saved roughly 16 kilogram in 15 minutes and cost 450 euros. So that's not too bad. One other thing you need to consider when you have a lithium battery, you need a charger that's able to charge lithium batteries. It's not just the standard ones. I use the CTEC Lithium XS. I just use it since, I don't know, a few years. And it worked very well for all the batteries I had in race cars and customer cars. But there's a lot of chargers out there, and I don't know if anyone's better than the other. That's it. Just make sure you have a kill switch. Make sure you have a kill switch when you don't use the car every day. And if you have to leave it outside, just unscrew it and make sure it's not connected. So you can start the car even after a week, 2, or whatever. And make sure you get a battery that's big enough for your car. So for the GR Yaris, I suggest a 20 ampere stunde battery. I don't know how good this battery is. I just ordered these and I haven't tested it yet, so I can't say anything about it. But we'll see. I don't think it's any better or worse than some other batteries out there. There's a lot of different manufacturers. Also some who are pretty expensive. I don't know. I think it's all some kind of the same technology. Some have a fancy package, some not. And for me, it was very important that it's a reasonable price and that it's the same size as the original battery. So I can just, it's a plug and play situation. So that's why I got this one. That's it for today. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day. See you next time. Goodbye.